My wife and I have been married for 10 years, and for the most part, we've had a pretty sweet marriage. Sure, there have been occasional big disputes, but IVJ never looked at human relationships as conflict-free. I am 41 years old, and she is 37. We both never wanted children, a decision we've never regretted. I've been earning six figures for all the years we've been married, and my wife earns in the high five figures. There's always been a lot of money to enjoy ourselves with, but we always try to be smart financially and make good investments. Because of my work, we've moved 3 times, from New York, where we started dating and got married, to Phoenix, and then finally to Cupertino. We've been settled in California for about 4 years now, and probably won't move. When it seemed like we wouldn't be going anywhere, I decided it was a good time for my wife to get a new car. I bought her a brand new Audi Q8, and I still feel very stupid about it because the purchase was the catalyst for things going bad. However, it exposed my wife's true nature, and for that, I can't help but be grateful. She was ecstatic with the gift, and incredibly thankful. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd month that she had the car that a check engine light came on. Personally, I was frustrated because I felt like she must have been doing a poor job taking care of the vehicle. Regardless, she claimed she hadn't Tom treated it any differently from all the other cars she had driven. She took the vehicle back to the dealership to get it looked at. She came back after about 2 hours and said they had fixed the problem for free under warranty. Apparently, it wasn't a big deal, and she seemed very happy. About a month later, my wife scraped one of her rims against a curb while trying to park in a tight spot. She explained what had happened and took the initiative to drive down to the dealership to try and get it replaced. She confirmed it wouldn't be covered by warranty, but said the mechanic from the last time was there and offered to get her a replacement rim for a lot cheaper. I warned her to talk to me first before paying the guy, as it could be a scam. The next day, she said she had spoken with the mechanic and would go to his shop to get the rim replaced. I was a bit shocked she moved so quickly with the arrangement, but I took it as her enthusiasm around the new car. She came back about 4 hours later, clearly in a very good mood. The rim had been fixed, she had done some shopping, and everything seemed well with the world again. Through the next few months, my wife's car ran reliably without much out of the ordinary. However, a point came when my car's brakes were acting up. I was already driving in the city and didn't want to risk brake failure by driving across town to my trusted mechanic. Remembering my wife mentioned the area where she met the Audi mechanic for the rim replacement, I decided to give him a shot. I called my wife for the address, and there was a brief silence. She stuttered before trying to steer me away from the mechanic. My suspicions were raised tenfold. She eventually sent the address, and I drove to his shop. When I got there, a pretty handsome guy greeted me. I told him about the problem with my BMW, and he said, "Hev EJTM, DD, check it out right away." Before he walked off, I asked if he knew a woman with a black Q8. He cracked a smile but tried to tuck it away. He said she was a good customer and was there a week ago for a brief checkup, which my wife never mentioned. I needed solid proof before allowing my anger to get the better of me. The worst part is that the guy couldn't have been older than 25. I never thought my wife was the kind of woman who'd get smitten over a kid for a fling. After an hour, he was done with my car, and I drove home, trying to keep my anger and suspicions locked up. I checked her phone after she fell asleep, using the passcode I knew. I found messages from the mechanic, revealing their affair in explicit detail. I felt betrayed, heartbroken, and in pure pain, but kept reading to know everything. I went back to bed, staring at the ceiling without sleeping. The next morning, I called in sick to work. I couldn't concentrate in the state I was in. I decided to get back at her. I disconnected the battery terminals of her car, deflated one of my tires, and turned off her alarm. The next morning, I woke her up in a fake panic. She ran to the garage to find her car wouldn't start. She begged to take mine, but I pointed out the flat tire. She inflated it herself and drove off, already late for her important business meeting. Later, she came back home crying, having been fired for missing the meeting. Her company lost a potential account worth millions of dollars. I pretended to blame the mechanic for the car trouble, hinting at her affair. She spent the night drinking while I made arrangements for a divorce. I served her the papers a few days later. She was hysterical, but I felt a blend of sadness, joy, relief, and pain, with no regret. She left, and I felt like a cancer had been cut out of my life. I've moved on and there are no kids to worry about. I might let the mechanic off the hook, but Ivy Jam will see how I feel. Just remember, it's never worth staying with a cheating partner.